Hey guys, what's up? Joker here. So I wanted to make a video today talking about two questlines specifically in Final Fantasy 14 that aren't on the main quest line, but are two that like most likely a lot of people are gonna do and already know about, which are the Sorrow World and then the Hildebrand quests. So I'll start with the Hildebrand. Now I'm not done with it yet. I'm about halfway through on the Heavensward quests. um you know, it's like so funny, like, actually, like, like, here it is, all the quests listed out in order. And this is actually where you can start the quest. It was kind of funny. I remember, it was like a long time ago, I think, when I was doing the patch quests. I saw this blue quest, and I watched videos and they were like, do the blue quests and stuff like that. And I ended up just getting overwhelmed by them. um but I did do this one random one, didn't think much of it, and then just left. But it was actually the Hildebrand quest. I didn't even realize it then, but it was like an actual quest that's like a quest on that's like really good. Gives you emotes that are cool and stuff like that. So I ended up actually just coming back to it because it's like I'm done with Shadowbringers, and I gotta say it's like actually like it's like funny. Like, I've laughed a few times. The faces that Hildebrand make are like so weird. It's like just a nice change of pace and like kind of odd that it's like there. It's like this is like a comedy like episode type thing while the story is, kind of serious. Um it's just kind of really interesting seeing how that they could put some nice side content that is completely tonally different but still really engaging in actually something you should do, and I do recommend doing the Hildebrand. I'm like halfway. I think I'm on the a gazebo to call our own, so it's like something. Yeah, yeah. Sadly, they didn't do any in Shadowbringers, which I think is like kind of weird. It's like but I mean, yeah, there's plenty of content in Shadowbringers, so it's like I think the trade off was like, Baja and Xandor. That's a storyline that you can do. And to be honest, I like that storyline too. I just didn't like the content around that storyline. This is more of this is more, the one thing I will say is it's more relaxed. Like, you're not doing much combat. It's mostly kind of like just old A Realm Reborn content, which was go talk to someone, go here, stuff like that. There are trials, which I was actually surprised by. I actually didn't see that coming. There's like three trials in the first one that you do, but they're really silly, like easy fights. And also you can do them unsync, which I did because it's like I'm not just gonna sit around waiting for someone to queue. But like, funnily enough, the queues are really short. Actually, I did get queued into it one of them and did it synced, and it was like really quick. It was like 2 minutes or something like that. Also, probably because I think a lot of people are also doing it because they're like recommended to do it and stuff like that. So that was actually kind of something interesting in my opinion. It's like a funny side content that the emotes are cool, and then they also give you some cool glamour. Like, I got Hildebrand's outfit. I thought that was cool. Gives me something fancy to wear. And then the next one is the Sorrow World. Now I'm just gonna tab back out because of the ad there, but like the Sorrow World, this is like spoilers for Shadowbringers, so I'm gonna just get that out of the way. Anyone hearing this, it's spoilers for Shadowbringers, and I'll probably make something down also just to make it clear. But again, this is spoilers for Shadowbringers. This content, like I said, is in Shadowbringers. Now this necessarily isn't a replacement from Hildebrand, and what I'm gonna get into is it's one of the trial quest lines. Like in Stormblood, there was one, and in Heavensward there was one where it's these extra trials you're doing. Like in Heavensward, it was those what are they called? It was like Sephiroth and those people, and then in Stormblood, it was the, you do Hell's Lid, and then you find all the kami people. And then this one, it's this the other extreme trials you get for the other mounts that are in Shadowbringers. And this story I actually thought was really good. Like those trial ones, I really just wanted to skip through and like just get to the extreme trials, and I wasn't really paying attention. But this one I actually sat through and was watching cutscenes, and that's what made it like feel super long. Like there aren't many quests, but the cutscenes there are a lot. This one is also like a tonally kind of different thing, you know, like for one, there's like Gundams. I thought that was really sick. I got to pilot a Gundam in this game. It reminded me of like Trails of Cold Steel, where like, and this is spoilers for that game. Like the entirety, it's JRPG turn based, and then at the very end, it's Gundam. You're fighting in a Gundam. I got so pumped because it was like, it was reminiscent of that. I was like, oh shit, this is something I actually want to do, and actually like I thought was really fun to do. Now the sad thing was you're not in a Gundam all the time. There's like I think two missions, no, one mission where you're fighting in a Gundam. I thought it was super cool, and they need to do more of that. I hope that this was like a teaser for doing more Gundam content because like I would be down for it. It felt kind of clunky if I'm being honest, because you were kind of like flying in the air, and it tried to teach you how to do it, but it was kind of clunky. I think for me, I think if I just moved the camera back, it would have been better. But the point is like, oh, the Star of Will. It's about Gaius's it's about Gaius's like children, his adopted children that he apparently had when he was a Legatus. He like took over this place called World, and then he adopted these kids and raised them, and then they joined the army. And then it's like talking about what happened to them after, and he didn't even like obviously it's like it's kind of like looking into a guy's this other side of him where it's like this is clearly probably not what he wanted for his kids, but like he was fine with it. And it was really interesting seeing like that different side of guys from Belstar. I mean, like you saw Livia, who's another person apparently he took in. You saw Nero, and you saw that other guy. I keep forgetting his name. They were all there in Wilder, and they kind of were like a family for all intents and purposes. Um, especially with the kids, like he thought of them as his own kids. It was so it was like a really sad quest line, but a real interesting one that really dove into the background of a character that was already interesting in Gaius and just expanded on it. I really liked it. I mean, to be honest, there are other characters that could use that, like um maybe Yaguri, but like she kind of got that background fleshed out, kind of not in a as good way as Gaius in my opinion. Like when you went to her home, like her where she's from, I could have felt like she probably deserved maybe a better fleshing out than that. Kind of like how Gaius got fleshed out. Like he got this storyline, he got the when you first meet him as a shadow hunter and stuff like that. He was getting really fleshed out as a character. I really liked that. They didn't just give up on him, a cool character. They kind of kept him alive. I was kind of pissed at first, but after this, I was like, oh, I'm actually glad he's alive because otherwise we'd have never seen this side to him. And you also get to learn of the other two shadow hunters. I forget their names, but it's like the elf and then the purple haired girl. The purple haired girl, she was from World. It was like the same kind of like sad story like that Fredola actually had, where it's like she was from there, but she joined like the Empire, so she like kind of never fit in, and then her parents died, and she conscripted into the army, and then it's like the elf guy. It's like you find out that oh, Gaius killed his like entire family or some shit like that, and he met Gaius at the Praetorium, I think, and he was gonna kill him, and Gaius was like, "Yo, you can kill me later, but I want to go kill something else." And then he eventually like forgives him, which I thought was interesting. It was like fleshing out three characters at once, you that you just kind of got like they kind of just got thrusted upon you, and I thought it was really good. I mean, it just showed these two quest lines just showed like different tones that they can bring out. Like you always see sorrow, and that's what Worlds brings you, but it kind of like just fleshed out characters you kind of really didn't know that much about. And then the Hildebrand one is just a funny, like, change of pace. That's just like kind of, it was kind of just ridiculous, but it's kind of refreshing. In this one game, there's just so many different tones in it. Um, yeah, those are two things. I didn't kind of want to go into the Shadowbringers one because that's kind of, newer content that kind of recently just came out. So I just kind of gave like a top level thing about it. But yeah, I mean, I do like how they introduced that different mode of the Gundam. I think that is something they could definitely explore. Not like permanent gameplay like in Trails, but kind of like, oh, there's this big guy we need to fight. Let's bring out the Gundam. It's like you might as well use it. I kind of didn't like the one thing where it's like, oh, you can't use this cool Gundam that can instant kill these things because the batteries are dead. It's like, that was just kind of a weak type of thing, but you know, just whatever. I really enjoyed it, and it's kind of like I enjoyed both. I wonder if there's more quests like that. You know, kind of like the restoration ones are kind of like that, but like I only really like the weaving part. I mean, I'm actually like really into crafting. The problem with it for me, doing the crafting content is it's such a money drain that I just don't want to do it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What quest lines you thought were good. I mean, I know there's got to be more. Um, what you guys thought of these quest lines too. Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, really helps out. Until next time, see you later and bye.